Yo, what is going on, you floofless Flaffy? That's right, just like the title says, I'm pretty burnt out on the current standard format. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop uploading YouTube videos or streaming over at twitch.tv/AzulGG. First link in the description, give it a click, give it a follow. I stream every day except Tuesdays over there. But it does mean I'm going to be taking some recommendations from you guys on what you want to see me play, because all the time I hear from you guys how you want to see me play more games with a specific deck, or you want to see an updated build on a specific archetype. And, you know, between now and when Brilliant Stars comes out, there's not that many new, cool, interesting decks going to be coming out. So if you guys want me to play some games with a specific deck, or you just want to see my updated build on a specific deck, whatever it might be, leave the name of the deck in the comment section down below. I'll be making some videos on the decks that you guys put down there. And of course, I'll just be revisiting a bunch of old different standard decks, updated lists and games with them. But yeah, leave your comments down there to let me know what you guys want to see more of, even if it's a deck that I've already made a video on before. Today, we're going to be playing some games with my updated Mew VMAX as of making this video. So let's talk a little bit about the list. We got the Oricorio in here, which is really good against stopping Hoopa from KOing our Meloettas, which we have 2 Meloettas in here still. The 4 Genesect. I'm actually at a 3-3 Mew VMAX right now. I've been trying this out, and I'm not sure I love it, but it's been pretty good so far. We don't really need more than 2 Mew VMAX. Most games, sometimes we do need a third. Most games we can get away with 3, and so the 4th one kind of just like clogs our hand if we ever find it. And we have so many Pokemon search cards to find the Mew V specifically, like we have Battle VIP Pass, Fall Crystal, Quick Ball, Great Ball, like all those things can find Mew V. Some of them are a little bit more limited, or I guess the rest find everything. Fall Crystal is the big one that allows us to find Mew V, where it can't find anything else except the Meloetta as well. But we don't need more than usually 1 Meloetta per game. So we can find our Mew Vs really aggressively. You can just kind of find them. So you don't really need more than 2 most games. So I've been trying out just going with 3. Of course, it is our optimal starter because it does have the free retreat cost, but I've opted to kind of add in another switch card instead of the 4th Mew V. And it does feel quite a bit better to have that 4th switch card here than the Mew V so far, so I've been liking that. Another thing I'm not quite set on yet is I have 3 Battle VIP Pass still in my build. This one I'm pretty sure I'm going to bump up to 4 eventually, but it's just such a dead card past turn 1, and it makes our draws a little bit smoother just to have that 1 less card bricking up our hand potentially if we can't find a Chromatic to go with it. In the middle of the game, you know, keeps our Genesects Fusion Strike systems flowing, so I definitely have been a fan of the 3 Battle VIP Pass so far, but it's definitely had its moments where it's my opening hand. I have that many more opening hands without a Battle VIP Pass, which doesn't feel great. So not convinced on this one yet, but currently sitting at 3. Of course, 4 Chromatic, 1 Escape Rope. Still love the Escape Rope. Wouldn't go more than 1. I've been seeing people do 2. I think there's too many situations where you just want to have whatever's in their active stay in their active compared to not having it be there. So I don't really like the 2nd Escape Rope. I think 1's enough to get off those cheesy plays throughout, you know, a couple games. You know, it gets there still often enough. I don't think you really need 2 of them. Not a big fan of that. 1 Fan of Waves. I still love the Fan of Waves for the mirror match. Basically, the only matchup it's great in, besides the single strike matchup, can come up sometimes and be relevant. But the mirror match, I feel like it's consistently a factor pretty much every time I play a mirror match. So I love the Fan of Waves still. Opens up so many more outs and avenues and routes, whatever you want to call them, in the mirror match. So I love the Fan of Waves. Like I mentioned, the 4 Fog Crystal, 4 Quick Ball. I'm down to 2 Great Ball right now because I bumped up my stadium count to 4. Currently sitting at 2 Training Court and 2 Rose Tower because Jolteon is so popular right now. You need more answers to the Paths to the Peak. And I've also went up to 4 Rotom Foam for the same reason, to help us find those stadium cards. So down to 2 Great Ball, but I haven't felt it really feel like it hurts me so far. I used to be at 3, but it hasn't felt like I'm struggling to find my Mew VMAX, which is the main reason you play Great Balls, to have a card that not only can just find Pokemon, but is a card that can actually find your Mew VMAX, whereas the Quick Ball, Fall Crystal, and Battle VIP Pass just can't do that. Of course, 4 Quick Ball, and like I mentioned about the switches, we're up to 3 of those, and then everything else is basically the same, and probably what you guys are playing with, or what you guys go up against. The 3 Boss, the 3 Sparkle, 2 Basic Psychic, and 4 Fusion Strike Energy. And of course, I still have the Vitality Band in there, really good for hitting numbers in the mirror match specifically. And that is the list, guys. Let's go ahead, let's get into some games. Remember, if you guys have a deck you want to see me revisit just to see some more games with it, or see an updated build, put it in the comment section down below, because those are going to be a lot of the videos that are going to be coming out between now and Brilliant Stars. Just new or updated lists on old decks with some more games, because you guys are always asking me to play more games with decks that you guys are running, or you're looking for an updated list on a deck you're more interested in. So put the comment in the comment section down below, put what deck you want to see more of, and I'll do my best to make a video on it. Let's get into some games with Mew VMAX. Here we go. Optimal starters sometimes in the Meloetta. Don't always want to open Meloetta, but it's usually pretty good most of the time. Looks like my opponent is playing some kind of dark deck. They have the dark deck box there. Water, dark energy. It looks like it might be some kind of dark box You know, the Hoopa, the Moltres, the Inteleon, the Weezing, maybe. They have the water energy in there as well, so they will have access to attacking with the Shady Dealings Inteleon. Kind of lacking. Oh, it is Suicune. Okay, Suicune plus maybe Suicune Moltres. It could be that CounterBox deck where it's like Suicune, Moltres V, a bunch of different shenanigans. Deck has a lot of stuff going on. Could be something like that as well. We'll see. We'll grab off the level ball. And of course, Inteleon involved as well. All right, we can get a turn 1 knockout on the Suicune here. We're slowly getting a little bit better and a little bit better. We need to thin out the deck of stuff that is not Genesect here. So we can hopefully get a Genesect off this Great Ball. But I still want out to like Genesect. So I'm gonna go fail. Great Ball, get a Genesect. VMAX. That is not Genesect. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. We're not out of it yet, but that makes things way more difficult. Rotom Phone. Or Genesect on top. UV. Attach a Fusion Strike Energy. Switch. Bench UV. Boss. I guess I have to retreat back. I was about to use Energy Mix, but we just set a Genesect on top of our deck, so we have to definitely switch back. I was about to Energy Mix there, I'm not gonna lie, but all right. And then Energy Mix, right? But no, definitely don't want to Energy Mix. Looks like I keep calling coming down from my opponent, so this will give us some time to work with here. Definitely want to look to KO this Sobble. Yeah, so my opponent, not a great start themselves, it looks like. Now, I don't really want to KO it with Mew VMAX, so I'd much rather use a Meloetta, I think. But they're not too set up either, so if I have to use... Throw a Crematic on top there. Attach... I mean, we'll take it with the Mew here. At this point, we're taking it with the Mew. If they got some kind of huge Moltres VMAX play going on, so be it, so be it. But we'll go ahead and take this with the Mew. Here comes the Suicune. Yeah, so their attackers are going to be... I mean, I don't know for sure. The counter boxes go a bunch of different which ways and what their attackers actually are. They got like Moltres, Hoopa, maybe Moltres V, Suicune, Inteleon, stuff like it can go a bunch of different ways as to actually what they're playing, to be honest. That's just like some of the things, but there's so much stuff that these different kind of counter box decks run. Could be a bunch of different things, to be honest. Suicune is usually a consistent though. It's like there's usually Suicune. And then, yeah, there's usually Suicune. And then the other stuff is kind of unknown most of the time, to be honest. It looks like they are Raihanning to the Drizzile. So that is a good thing. Because that means that's not a Moltres of any sort. Or any kind of dark attacker. Drizzile is water type. We're not as afraid of it. There's a Zapdos. I would say Moltres. There's a Zapdos V, so we know they're running that. But yeah, they're not getting the knockout here, which is really good for us. Going to put us in a really good spot, I think. Moving forwards into this next turn. There's Rondo. 160. Yeah, that's great to see. Go Chromatic away the Battle VIP Pass. Hopefully get a heads. Did get a heads. Okay, so the Elsa Sparkle is going to be my target here. Okay. Prize an energy or two. Would you look at that? All right. This makes things more awkward. I still kind of want to run the other Mew. Yeah, this makes things more awkward. I can't even KO with the Meloetta now. So, yeah, that makes things awkward. That's for sure. Got the basic Psychic, so let's go grab that. Need a VMAX here, though, to attack with a fresh VMAX, which I would like to do. On Rotom Phone again. Great Ball. And then draw with another Genesect. I don't think this Oricorio is going to really make a big difference here, to be honest, but we got it down there anyways. Chromatic first or should Great Ball? I think it's just Great Ball. If I hit it, great. If not, I can actually take this Genesect. I can actually Quick Ball the Genesect. Grab the Meloetta. to the hand. Quick ball the Meloetta, because I don't think we can have time to play that anymore. Grab. I'm going to leave the Genesect in the deck. We might use it later. And then Cramomatic away the Battle VIP Pass. Tails. Okay, so we're going to have to swing with the Mew VMAX, unfortunately. And Technoblast. Still pick up the KO, but didn't get to use a fresh V, so that's unfortunate. Elsa Sparkle's not very good off the prize cards. We have no energy, and we still have no energy here. This is getting bad. Now, if they KO my active, which I assume they're going to do, when they KO the active, we'll be able to use Training Court, so that'll be our target. Will be Training Court. We have 3 prize cards left. Theoretically, they attack us with the Zapdos V this turn. If they do hit us with the Zapdos V this turn, I mean, that does KO us, I believe. Oh, no, we'll actually have 10 HP left, so they have to attack with something else here. And we're going to look for a knockout with Mew V, plus attach a Psychic Energy for turn 2 Mew V as well. So that's going to kind of be our game plan here, is attach to Mew V, knockout with Mew V, and then kind of go from there. Like, taking another Suicune here, which makes it hard to take a knockout with Mew V. If they attack with the Zapdos, that'd be a lot easier. But look like Suicune's going to be their go-to here. So we can go for a boss KO on a Sobble instead. Still have 2 Fusion Strike Energy in those last 3 prize cards, so we're hoping to get one of those off the prize card. So we'll knock out a Sobble with Psychic Leap, and then we'll 1-hit KO this Zapdos or the Suicune. We can actually even take the knockout on the Zapdos, to be honest, get 2 prize cards, guarantee an energy, because we have 2 energy prize. We draw 2 of 3 there, so we'd guarantee the energy pull off the prize cards. So like play the tablet. It's unfortunate that also Sparkle's in the hand, but we do have quite a few Quick Ball, 2 Quick Ball left, so we can maybe thin that out. We don't have triple Genesect to work with, which is definitely unfortunate. I think if worst comes to worst, we take the knockout with the Mew V, but that feels really bad because we know their deck is capable of going like bench Moltres V, attach Raihan to it in 1 turn. So we don't want to attack with another 3 prize Pokemon. That's why we're trying to have the option of Meloetta last turn. But then we figured out there was 2 Fusion Strike Energy prized, so we lost that as an option. Well, we just never had that as an option, to be honest. We never had that as an option. Although, you know, it's where we would have liked to have. We would have liked to have done that. Didn't work out. It's fine. Rondo on the way. Boom. Goodbye. All right, we'll send him to Mew V. And like I said, boss, knockout, Sobble. We could go after a Drizzile, but I think Sobble is just fine. I'll play the tablet for the boss, and we need to find a Training Court. Training Court, we're going to recover that basic energy. Oh my gosh. That's another Elsa Sparkle that we can't use. Let's get it. And if we have to, we can Mew VMAX. We just don't want to. Oh my gosh, this is really bad. After Training Court, now we can draw 1 with this last Genesect and hopefully find ourselves a boss or an item card. There's the boss. Oh my gosh. What a pull there. That is insane. That is exactly what we needed. Now, I could KO Drizzile like I mentioned, but they have 1 Shady Dealings in Inteleon. They have 1 Drizzile that works with that. So I think going after a Sobble seems a little bit better. Take away the Drizzile out, even because they're guaranteed the Inteleon out. And then Psychic Leap. And then no, we would like to stay around. No, stay around. And then hopefully get a Fusion Strike Energy. No Fusion Strike Energy. Okay, so we need Training Court to stick in play. So that way when they KO Mew V, we get to use Training Court again. I don't even know if they play Stadiums in their deck, to be honest. They might not. Other builds that are a little bit more ability focused do play like Rose Towers. But this build might play no Stadiums. I'm not sure. Or they might play Training Court themselves. And in that case, they don't have a... they can't put a Stadium in play anyways. So our Training Court will stick around for the rest of the game. We have 1 boss left. And we know it's not prized because we know our last 2 prize cards are Fusion Strike Energy. And then the rest of the hand, we just need... We have the VMAX. So I think we're in a pretty good spot here. I mean, we'll see what my opponent has here. But I think we'll be able to defeat this CounterBox on our next turn. Unless our opponent has some crazy shenanigans I'm not thinking of to be able to win this turn. But I'm pretty sure it's just not possible for them to win this turn. And we should be able to walk away with the dub on our following turn. We'll see. E-Switch, Marnie. Get Marnie, that is also fine, because to be honest, our hand is not that great. It does have the Cramomatic combo and the VMAX. So I guess, you know, it's okay. Our hand is not bad. Always get better, though. Looks like they might actually be attacking with Inteleon here, which is interesting. I guess it makes it a little bit awkward for me, because for me to KO this Inteleon, I'd basically have to VMAX. But I can kind of sit here for 2 turns and wait to VMAX over 2 turns. Like, I don't have to win next turn. I could win in 2 turns because they can't win next turn with 3 prize cards remaining. And there's nothing that they're setting up here that allows them to win on their next turn. So honestly, I have 2 turns to kind of do whatever I want. So So it's still, once again, looking pretty good. Even if I don't get the knockout this turn, I can like even retreat to like the Oricorio or the Meloetta probably and just pass and protect my energy on my Mew. Oh, Pat to the Peak. This is going to get interesting, actually. Now, I did not expect the Pat to the Peak. We still have 2 stadiums left in the deck, a Rose Tower and a Training Core, and don't have that many cards left in our deck, so pretty good chance to draw into one of those. We do not. So here's where things are going to get interesting, actually, to be honest. This will make things pretty interesting. Aqua Bullet coming down. It's my Oricorio for nothing. I think I'm going to run to the Meloetta here. I'm going to have to run to the Meloetta here. Quick Ball. We know there's a stadium on the bottom of our deck. I could play the Escape Rope and see what they send up, though, to be honest. Let's just play the Escape Rope and see what they send up. There's a couple good options, a couple not so good options. Let's see what my opponent goes for here, because we could get, if they send up like the Suicune, we could just win with the VMAX. So I feel like they can't do that. They go with the Drizzile. We can't KO the Drizzile. We could Psychic Leap away our Mew. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Just gonna send up this for now. Retreat, Psychic Leap away. Send up the Meloetta. There's like this path to the Peak in place, so like the Moltres is going to be tough to get set up. And then we have that Quick Ball and Fall Crystal, so we can get back out the Mew V and the energy on the next turn. Oh boy. I have no idea how I want to play this, to be honest. I sent up a Genesect. To be honest, I couldn't KO Genesect. Maybe I could let Genesect wall for a turn. I'm afraid of this like going boss KO my UV, to be honest. Let's try this. Let's see how this goes. A Psychic Leap. 70 damage. We also get the option of Elsa Sparkle now. That we put the Fusion Strike energy back in the deck. And I'm actually going to send up Genesect here, because if they want to KO Genesect, they have to use something that our Mew VMAX could actually KO and win us the game with. So I think I'm okay setting up the Genesect here. And also, when we put this back in the deck with Psychic Leap, it did shuffle our deck. So now that Stadium that is in there, that was on the bottom from the Marnie, will be shuffled in. I'm not quite sure if that's the correct play. There was quite a few cards in our hand that I also don't want to draw into. The Stadium was really the only thing I did want to draw into, so I don't know if it was worth it. We don't have that many cards left in our deck, so it did shuffle around a bunch of other bad cards. And of course, the Mew V and the Energy aren't that great of top decks either. Yeah, at the very least, this game has gotten very interesting with how it's going. The Quick Shooting Inteleon is online here for my opponent now, so that's going to be some more damage for them to start working with. Of course, the Oricorio is actually still doing a ton of work in this situation, from preventing my opponent from actually doing too much damage overall. They get back into the Inteleon. They actually have a boss to work with as well. They're going after the Oricorio. And here comes the Aqua Bullet. I think they forgot to Quick Shooting there. Get the KO on the Oricorio. 0 damage to my Mew V. I can't win this turn, though, but I might just have to swing into this Inteleon. Let's see what the top deck is. It's the Energy. Yeah, I can't win this turn. If I knock out the active, they might be able to attack with Moltres. That's what I'm scared of here. Oh boy. I'm still, once again, unsure what to do. Let's go with this Fall Crystal here. Grab the Mew V. Could grab the Energy. Yeah, I'll grab the Mew V, I think. Yeesh, I still have no clue what to do here, to be honest. We could grab the Energy and then go for the Genesect. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so weird. Decent amount of top deck still. What are we doing? What are we doing here, though? What are we doing? What am I? If I knock out the active, I'm scared of just getting KO'd by Moltres. They could have Melanie, Raihan, Drizzile. Like, they have so many outs to win next turn. I think I can go grab this. Quick Ball it away. Grab Genesect. Hold the Genesect, I think, though. At this point, I should just evolve to the VMAX. I think I'm going to attach there as well. Which is, do I Techno Blast here? I could Techno Blast knock this out, but then I feel like Moltres is going to get me. I'm just going to retreat to the Melanie, or Meloetta. And I'm going to hold this as well, and just go ahead and pass. And hope, hope here. Hope is the word to use here, I think, for sure. That we top deck next turn. I think we're really in that full top deck mode. We had pretty good odds initially, I think, when my opponent martied me, but since then it's kind of slipped away from us. And I can theoretically hide behind a Genesect for a turn as well, because once again, like, the Moltres is scary. Here comes a Shady Dealings, though, so they could have it here. They might have it here. Yeah, the Path to the Peak kind of threw me off. I did not expect that Path to the Peak at all. That definitely threw me off there. I was like, did not expect that. This has made things really awkward. But yeah, really good play from my opponent for sure to do that. Grab a Melanie there. They could probably Melanie to the Moltres, I would assume. Oh, they don't have a Water Energy in the discard pile. They would have to retreat, and they do that. So Melanie maybe to the Suicune here. Then are they actually going to even attack this turn? Or are we just going to sit here at a stalemate one more turn? That was a quick shooting finally. They forgot to do that last turn. Onto my Genesect. 3 more cards for them to work with, though, is a lot as well. If they don't play anything besides Path to the Peak, getting the Moltres set up could be tough for them. Elsa's a Sparkle. If they have like a... I don't want to bench the Genesect though, right? No, I think we just do the stalemate thing again and hope they don't have it. Now they have this Inteleon in the active, so they have to move that. They can attack with Suicune, but they got 100, 120, 140, 160. Yeah, if they have Boss plus a way to retreat, I think that's it. I think they got it. Let's see if they got that though. Yeah, they need Boss. They need Barrier Point on my Genesect. They have 2 prize cards left. That would work. And then a way to retreat as well. Move the Inteleon. switch. That's just energy for turn one also would just get the job done. Once again, I'm not feeling too too good about the situation. And now there's the net. So the shady dealings are coming down from my opponent. And we'll never really know what my opponent had in the hand. So could I have attacked sooner and maybe won maybe. But I felt like playing, yeah, and there's the Boss. I felt like playing it slow. Just living for the top deck was fine. But maybe I should have just been aggressive on that last turn and just been like, all right, we're attacking. If you have it, you have it. I feel like they just had so many outs to having it that they almost definitely had it. And I just had to sit there and hope they don't have it until we top deck. I felt like was our better chance to win because I felt like they always would just have it there. Who knows if they actually did. It was a close one, though, up against the CounterBox. And, of course, doing what it's supposed to do and beat me VMAX. Here we go again. Getting that coin flip win. I'm going to go first. Of course. Opening pretty good. We got the energy. Turn 1 energy to the Mew, which is basically all we want turn 1. And then, depending on what we're up against, we might play the Training Court. We might hold on to it. Usually, we'll be pretty aggressive with it, I feel like, most of the time. And what if we attach a Vitality Band? Don't know what we're up against. That makes things a little bit weird as far as putting the Training Court out. Because if it's something like a Jolteon, we really don't want to put it out there. So I think we'll play a little bit slower because we basically have everything we need on the first turn. I don't feel like we need to dig super deep. We'd love to get like a Battle VIP pass or something. And switch, we'll draw 1. Quick ball the Mew VMAX. I usually am pretty aggressive about that. As long as we don't prize, even if we do prize one of them, it's usually still in a fine spot. And I will play the switch as well because I'm also fine with playing the switch, I should say. Oof, that follow-up draw is rough. I'm fine with playing the switch because I'm going to pass from here. Fine with playing the switch because, I mean, if our opponent plays a Marnie, we're going to need a switch anyway, so just using it right now. The only, like, play that our opponent could have that could make things a little bit awkward, but it doesn't make it, like, the right play from them is to just have, like, only have it Boss here. If they only have Boss here on my Genesect, that's, like, sure, that's fine, but really not that big of a deal. And there's that play. There's the Boss on the Genesect, so my opponent has nothing but Boss on Genesect. Unfortunate. A little bit, unlucky there, I want to say. Like, that's the only play. So it looks like we get punished, but not quite how getting punished works. We can't find ourselves a switch card. We do have quite a few other ones left. Yeah, I do play 3 switch in the escape rope. There we go. 2 more fusion. So we could have gone quad tablet this turn if we wanted to. We don't really want to do that though. Rhythm phone. I will go ahead and play that. Try and find ourselves. I think I like the quick ball overall here. Try and get another Mew V into play, put an energy on. Maxi Miracle, take this knockout. Okay, it might be a quick one here. As we take out our opponent's Sobble after they just drew past. But they could have Drizzile in hand still to be able to play the game. So we'll see what they got here. Yeah, they could have the Drizzile here. Because they obviously couldn't evolve on their first turn. That's not how Pokemon works. You can't evolve your Sobble instantly into Drizzile, even if you want to. I would like to make them use Mew VMAX's turn 1 sometimes, but I can't do that. That's cheating. Although it would be nice. It would be nice from time to time. Can't do it. Here's the Sobble setup. Do they have anything else to work with? Is the question. And they are taking their time. They do have a Drizzile. Okay. Taking their time, but they do have the Drizzile. The Shady Dealings are going down. What are they going to get off it, though? Will we get some more info on what they're playing as well? I'm so curious. What are they playing here? We've seen 2 Sobbles and a Drizzile. Quick Ball is the grab, which is interesting. That makes me think they probably have some kind of draw supporter on the hand if they would go for quick. And it is Jolteon. Like I was saying at the beginning of the game, do we want to be aggressive with our training quartz? In this matchup, not so much. We want to be a little bit more conservative with them. I don't know what you want to call it. Don't want to play them out too aggressively because they play 4 Paths to the Peak. It's just really hard for us to keep up with sometimes. Here comes a Marnie down from my opponent. We lose our boss. We know we have a Quick Ball we're drawing into. And then if I had to pick one card to draw into right now without even seeing what else they do, it would definitely be a man, I'm blanking on what I would want here. I want a Stadium card. We don't get a Stadium card, and my opponent does have that Path to the Peak. And this is where things once again get scary. That's why we want to be very slow with our stadiums. Try and hold them back for as long as possible, not be too aggressive. We got really aggressive there. We also went down 2 tablets, which means we now no longer have the ability to one-hit KO a Jolteon VMAX, except through Quad Fusion Strike Energy. That is still a possibility. The Quad Fusion Strike Energy is another Rotom Phone top deck. So we're going to go with a Quick Ball away, a Quick Ball here. Grab ourselves a Mew V. Check the Fusion Strike Energy status. There is one prized. I'm going to go with that Elsa Sparkle here and here. Oricorio also pretty good in this matchup, but not going to be able to utilize that anytime soon. Then we're going to go with the Rotom Phone, try and find a Stadium to put on top of that. There's a Stadium. Perfect timing for that. Keep the other Rotom Phone in the hand. And then Max Miracle. And now, even if our opponent Marnies us, we draw into a Stadium. If they don't Marnie us, we draw into a Stadium. So we'll always have a Stadium. Was hoping for that last Fusion Strike Energy. Did not pull that off the prize cards. And with those tablets gone, though, we don't actually, yeah, like I said, we don't have a way to one-hit KO a Jolteon anymore. With 2 tablets gone and a Fusion Strike Energy prized, we have no way to one-hit KO a Jolteon VMAX, which is what we want to do because they do play Cheryl. So if my opponent's able to, like, play a Research this turn and just draw a bunch of cards, they can easily set up for a Cheryl play on the following turn. But it looks like they have absolutely nothing. The Pin Missile's coming down, and yeah, we're gonna be we're gonna be able to handle a Pin Missile, no problem. That is gonna be easy to handle here. Use our Rose Tower. Another Rose Tower. Not quite what we wanted. We want that to stay in the decks in case we get Marnied on the next turn. It'll be there for the future. Grammatic Tails. Just going to go ahead and draw 2 more cards. See what we get. Boom, boom. Go with another Grammatic. Just kind of thin out the deck out of these dead cards. The Battle VIP passes. And then, boom, draw 2 more. And then we will once again Rotom Phone. I'll play this first. We're going to Rotom Phone after this. And we're going to try and set that last Stadium on top of our deck here. Got it? No, did not find it. Going to go ahead and throw the Mew VMAX on top, I think, so we can just retreat between Mew VMAXs on the next turn. Wasn't quite timely enough with that. Mute, so another misplay there from me. Get these next 2 prize cards. And yeah, we're going to close this one out probably just fine on the next turn. There goes the Sobble send up. But yeah, we want to, like, once again, even though it looks like we're going to win the next turn, hey, Evolution Incense coming down. If they get a Marnie here, or if they had top decked a Marnie, we still would want a Rotom Phone, a Stadium on top of the deck, because if they use the Marnie and then find themselves a Path to the Peak, once again, we could just lose to that still. So we want to be careful with that, potentially. There's a Rose Tower used as well for my opponent. Probably should have used the Rose Tower before they used the Shady Dealings, but Wiggle on the Zigzagoon. I don't know what they were targeting, but they can't do it. Probably the Meloetta or my Mew V. You're not allowed to ping anything with that Fusion Strike Energy. And yeah, we know they have at least have a Research in the hand, so they're not done yet. Evolution Incense as well, so they can grab themselves that Mew VMAX. Not Mew VMAX, Jolteon VMAX. We're playing Mew VMAX. And then yeah, here comes the Research. They just need a way to move the Drizzile. Even if they don't get that, though, they don't have to. Once again, we can't actually one-hit KO anything. I don't know if my opponent knows that or not, but it does put us in a little bit of a spot, like I was mentioning earlier. We can't one-hit KO anything. Oh, there's a pass. Okay, so our game plan is going to become, just kind of knock out the active and then boss KO something smaller off the bench. But if we do get that 4th Fusion Strike Energy off the prize cards, we could still get a one-hit KO. So we're going to hold on to the tablet because of that. Hold on to the tablet because if we get it, this would only do 290. And there's the Fusion Strike Energy. So now we can go Fusion Strike Energy tablet, one-hit KO the Jolteon. Now, if I was my opponent, I would Marnie here. If I was my opponent, I would Marnie here. So I'd be very surprised if they don't. And actually, us doing this retreat here, I didn't want to use the switch because then if they have a boss on a Genesect, could get stuck still. They actually grabbed the Cheryl off the Drizzile and then just go with the Max Thunder Rumble. So that's going to be the KO here for Fusion Strike Energy. Plus the Power Tablet, Retreat, and Melodious Echo for the win. We could have tried to dig for a boss there, didn't have to. Just a nice one-hit KO on the Jolteon. Finally build up to the one-hit KO. It took us a long time, but when our opponent drawing that slow, we got plenty of time to set it up. Here we go again. Lost the coin flip, so we will probably be going a second here, I think. Yeah, there it is. We're going second. So we're going to be looking for that turn 1 at KO. It could be with Mew. It could be with Meloetta. It's probably not going to be with anything else besides those. We could attack with Oricorio turn 1, but that's usually not very good. And we can't attack with Genesect. So you or Meloetta are the go-tos. The opening hand is okay. No Battle VIP Pass, no Elsa Sparkle quite yet. Definitely cards we can draw into still throughout the turn. And the way the hand is shaping up, it looks like we're going to probably go the route. Well, I was going to say, it looks like we go the route of the Psychic Leap, but depending on what they're playing and what they start, we definitely don't want to do that. So it really does come down to what my opponent is playing, and also what they start as well. Because if they open like a Sobble or something, a Psychic Leap is like more than sufficient enough to get that early knockout. And we might want to go that route. Of course, if they're pressuring the KO on our active Pokemon, no matter what it is, we might want to go with the route of Meloetta instead. And it looks like a Medicham start from my opponent, so it looks like we're probably up against the good old Urshifu here. Yeah, it looks like we're probably up against the good old Urshifu here, and they can win. Not if they don't have Medicham, though. So if we get this KO on this Medicham, I would say this game is pretty much all but wrapped up, to be honest. The turn 1 KO here pretty much all but wraps up this game. Because the way that Urshifu kind of beats us is they do the G-Max Rapid Flow to a couple Genesects, and then they Medicham with that Yoga Loop to gain like an extra free turn in the middle of the game, and then they go back into a G-Max Rapid Flow and, you know, get their 6 prizes kind of in the sequence of 3 turns there. 2 turns back to back. Where they can, you know, play an extra draw supporter, use, you know, quick shootings, whatever. Buy themselves that extra time to set up their knockouts. So, but if we get this turn 1 KO, they're going to be in quite a rough spot. But we do need to get there. We don't currently have that play, but we're going to play towards that. The KO on the Medicham would be absolutely huge here. And it looks like they are setting up pretty well. Well, they actually discard a Telescopic Sight there. Those are pretty important as well for the setup usually. Interesting choice to discard that. Oricorio top deck. Oricorio is okay in this matchup. That's something we have to go out of our way for. But the Meloetta, if we get a setup for an attack, Meloetta's going to be hitting a little bit harder, so we're going to go for that. We are going to put the Oricorio down at this point because we have it. And then Rose Tower for a couple. Battle VIP Pass is a great draw there. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves. I wish 2 more Genesect, to be honest. And if I check, Sparkles there, Double Energy are there. Okay, great. Go ahead and play the Cramomatic. If we get ahead, so we get the Sparkle. If not, we get to draw more off. I mean, either way, we get to draw more off Genesect, I guess. Not just if not. See here. Don't want to escape rope. If I Fog Crystal, I'm not going to take anything off. I could Fog Crystal. No. Fog Crystal fail. Ball. Training Court. Fail. Genesect for 3, and then we'll Rotom Phone afterwards to just try and dig like as deep in a sequence as possible. All. We have a Training Court left. I think I'm gonna get rid of the Psychic Energy here. Get rid of the Rose Tower though, especially because that one has a pretty good chance of sticking. Let's do that instead. Fail. And then Rotom Phone. There's the Sparkle. I was getting nervous a little bit. I was getting worried a little bit there we might whiff it, but there it is right on time. And we're going to get this KO on this. This is oh so important KO on this Medicham. Yeah, has the potential of being huge throughout the rest of the game. Going to go and fail this. Sparkle here and here. And we'll see where it goes. It's still possible, I guess, that my opponent can win. But usually, I feel like the only times I ever win as Urshifu into Mew VMAX is the Medicham has to make an appearance at some point. So I'd love to see how my opponent tackles this from here on out and see if they actually can put together a win without the Medicham. Because if they can, I mean, I want to see how they do it, because I would love to be able to utilize that game plan in my future games personally. So I would love to see them win this game here without the Medicham. But every time I've ever been able to beat Mew, it's either from them dead drawing, or if we both set up and play the game, I feel like I always need the Medicham. I don't think I've ever won a game as Urshifu where me and my opponent are both playing the game where I don't need the Urshifu. So let's see if they got something else some different kind of strategy without the Metacham to give themselves a chance here. Instead, it's just going to be a spam of emotes. I'm going to go ahead and mute them there. And there's the concede. So I guess they feel like they don't have an out themselves either. And yeah, on the donk, we get the win. And sometimes it's that simple with Mew VMAX. If you KO something important like that, if like our opponent is playing Jolteon VMAX, they open a Jolteon V, you KO that turn 1. Whether it be in their active off the start or you escape rope it from the bench into the active sometimes, and you get that turn 1 KO, it is really hard for anything to make a comeback. And that's why Mew VMAX is so good. It just does everything so well throughout the whole game from the beginning to the end. And that's going to do it for these games with the Mew VMAX deck. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.